Hi everyone, so welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to discuss how to implement multimedia in our project. So this video is specially designed for those people who are already created their project in Node.js framework. I have a project with me, a simple group chat application. In this application, user can log in into their account and they can create groups, and using that groups, they can send images as well as text in between the people, those who are inside that group. Alright. So before going into the code, I will show you what are the thing I have implemented in this application. Okay. So let me run this code in my local host. I already running my code in my local host port number 3000. Okay, so I will teach you how I implemented that image sharing facility in my group chat application. Okay, so let's see that project first. So let me open my project first. I already signed up my account here in this application, so let me log in first. So here you can see there are a lot of groups are here already. Okay, so let me open this group, sample group. Okay, then you can see I can send text messages and also the images. Okay, I can toggle in between this switch. Okay, so let me send symbol messages. Hi all. Okay, so the messages will be come like this. Okay, so if you want send images, I can toggle the switch and choose images. So here a lot of images are there. Let me select this watch and I'm going to send this one. So you can see the images will come over here. Okay, so initially it will get from here and it will send to my backend. From over there I will store it into a cloud. I am using AWS S3 bucket. I will show you everything, and after that, this is the flow basically. So after that, after storing into AWS bucket, I will get a URL and I will save that into my database. And after that I will whenever someone need to show the messages, it is fetched over here. Okay, it fetched through a API call, then I will show over here. Okay, so this is the process that I'm going to do. Okay, so let's get into the coding part. So the flow basically start from my front end. So let me open this. So here you can see I created a form. Okay, so it will, when I click on the submit button, I created an add event listener for the submit button in my JS file. Okay, so this is my index HTML file where I created a form. You already saw that one. Whenever I added a file and if I click on the submit, what will happen? I will directly go to my JS file. So here you can see I stored that file in my public JS and main.js. Okay, this is my main page. Okay, so you can refer this code. I will attach the repository link along with this video. Okay, so that will be helpful for you. Okay, so once I click on the submit button, there is a add event listener for that function is on send message. Okay, so it is checking whether it is a text message or images. Okay, so since I am using same form for both sharing text messages and files, or basically images. Okay, so what it will do, it will check whether it is since I am only using image sharing facility, I implemented that only. But if you want to share something else, some other file, some audio, video, whatever you want, you can implement that one. But I simply implemented that image only, so I just want to select that image only. Okay, so you can see I will check file type start with images. It's just filtering out whether it is image or not. Okay, so you can see over here, if it is not a image, I will alert that please select a valid image file if it is not a image. Okay, so what I will do, you can see while I am getting a text message, what I am doing, I am creating a symbol object that contain properties such as message and group ID. Okay, I want to know in which group they are sending that messages, so I will get that messages and group ID. In a similar manner, I'm not creating an object over here, but there are another object type over here in in our HTML, sorry, in our JavaScript, it is called form data. It is basically used to share files. Okay, so I am getting this form data. I created a form data from this class, new form data. It is an instant of this form data. Okay, once I got it, I will append. You already know what are the thing we have to using when we use append, all these things, right? So we can append this file. I am just giving a name images and I am passing that file, and also I want to pass that group ID in order to understand in which group I am sending this data. Okay, so once I have done, I am calling this API using axuse user post image, and I am passing this created form data. Okay, this is how I work on the my front end. Okay, so it will directly, this form data will go back to my backend. So let me go to the route. So where is route? Basically here you can see in left side there is a routes. Inside that route there is a user route. So let me go into that. So I have reached a route over here. Okay, so it is the route that dealing that images. Okay, can you see this one? So here initial case it is post image route. So authorization, I want to authorize whether that person is logged in a proper manner or not. Okay, if he logged out or if something happened, I don't want to send his image file. Okay, so I'm going to authorization. So let me go to what I have done in authorization. You might have already implemented all of those things. Okay, anyway, I am going to, what are the thing I have doing in the authorization? I have stored while logged in. Okay, I have stored a token in my cookies. Okay, so I'm getting this token and I am just checking whether it is a valid or not. Okay, so if it is not a valid, I am sending a response unauthorized. If it is valid, I'm going to the next middleware. Okay, so let me go to the next one. Basically, if the authorization is fine, okay. So what the next thing I have implemented, there is another middleware called upload. Okay, this is the important part over here. Okay, so I'm going to check what happening over here. Okay, so you can see it is actually imported from a middleware Multer. Okay, and single images. Okay, actually I created entirely different file for in order to manage all those things in under my services. Sorry, under in my middleware. You can see in middleware there is a Multer.js file is over there. Okay, so let me go into that. Okay, here you can see there is a library called Multer in npm. Okay, so using a command npm install Multer, you can get this library. I imported this library. Okay, so why this is why we are using this one? Basically, I will show you what is the use of this Multer. Okay, you already knew the text file is simple one, means just text only. Okay, but we here we need to manage a image. Okay, so in order to keep every that file in a properly manner, in order to keep that file in a proper manner, we are using this Multer. And the storage facility we can assign into, if you want to store in the hard disk, it is also possible. That's why we are using Multer. So let's assume you don't know, okay, what this Multer thing. I already created a video about black box. Okay, if you don't know about the code though written by someone else, you can use an extension called the black box AI. Okay, let me use that as well. So I don't know what happening over here in this Multer. So let me select all this thing, and you can go, if you are install that extension called the black box AI code. I have created a video about that already. Okay, you can see over here. If you want, you can watch that as well. Okay, so I will click on black box explain this code. So you can see it will open a new tab over here, and it will explain exactly what are the thing you are doing in this lines of code. Okay, the code defines simple middleware of handling multi-part form data, specify for handling file uploads in HTTP request. Okay, you can see what are the thing it is happening. Even if you want to ask, yeah, even it is showing a simple example as well. Okay, so yeah, here it is a simple example. Okay, if you want, you can try this first, and after that, if you are familiar with this one, then you can implement your multimedia in your application. Okay, so it is a nice facility basically. Okay, so I'm not going into deep because I already made a video about that. Okay, so once I have exported Multer from here, I am exported that upload from here. Okay, so I can go back here, I can come back here. Okay, so here you can see I imported that one upload, and I am filtering. I only want a single image. Okay, at a point of time I am not sending multiple images. I am selecting only one images at a time. So that's why I'm giving multi single, and it is a, obviously it is an image. Okay, I am passing my form data through that middleware. So it will go next, and after that it will go to my actual controller. It's called a save chat images. Okay, so let me go into that part. So it is over here. If you want to see the file structure, it is inside my controller, inside my user. There is a function called save chat images. Okay, so what's happening over here, you can see, since I passed through that Multer middleware, I can get my file as a request file. Okay, all the file, whatever the thing you have uploaded, I can get that into file. The name that I have given is images, so that's why I'm getting that images over here. Okay, request.file, I am getting that images. And what about the group ID? As a normal, it will pass through the request body only. Okay, so I passed my let me go back again. So you can see I passed created my form data and appended images as a file, and append group id as well. So I'm getting all those things over here. Okay, so I'm getting my images from request file, and I'm getting group id from request body. Okay, so once I got that, okay, what I will do next, I will create a file name, because before passing into the database, I want to save these images, right? I am using MySQL database. Okay, so I can save images on that database. So what I want to do, I am depending on a cloud service. I want to store this data, store this image somewhere. So I am using AWS S3 bucket service. Okay, simple service solution. Okay, we have already made a video about that as well. Okay, so here you can see I created a basically I create a file name. So I want to create a folder name chat images. Then I want to create multiple groups for based on the group id. If the images is shared on group number 1, then I want to go inside the group 1 folder, and inside that each user there is a separate folder with their user id. And in order to make sure that every file have a unique name, I used a date now feature as well. Okay, so then image original name, I'm using that original name as well. So you can create some folder structure like that, is based on your idea. If you want to save in a single folder, that's also fine. I want to keep it this in a structured format. Okay, then what I'm going to do, in order to get to that image url, after uploading that into S3 bucket, I'm getting a AWS service upload S3. This is the function created by me. Okay, so there is a file I created inside my services. Okay, inside my when I open my service folder, you can see there is a AWS services. I am importing that AWS service upload to S3 from here. When I go back top, you can see I got my AWS service over here. Okay, so here I am passing my image buffer. Okay, please careful about this. I am not going to pass entire image into that file, into that function. I'm just passing image.buffer. This image will contain image original name, their memory. Okay, then there are multiple things. Okay, multiple things are uh, you can see if you console that one, you can see there will be multiple things. Okay, so I'm just passing the image dot buffer only. Okay, if you want, I can simply show you that as well. Let me console that one, console.log image. So let me go back to my project and send one more message, sorry, so one more image. So you can see the image number is 6. Okay, it will be 6.jpg. So let me send that as well. Okay, I already sent that image. So when you come back to our VS Code, you can see, yeah, I console this image. You can see this is came over here. The field name is image and original name is 6jpg. Encoding, mime type, all the datas are over here. And size, okay, how many kbs are there, all this sorry, how many bytes are there. Okay, everything will be here. And there is a one more parameter called buffer. Okay, so we only want to pass that only. So let me remove this consoling. Okay, so make sure that you are only passing that only into your uploading section. Okay, otherwise you need to change accordingly your uploading function. Okay, so I am just going into my uploading function as well. So if I go inside that, you can see it is my AWS service. Okay, there is a function called upload S3. Okay, here what's happening, it is everything is related to S3 bucket. Okay, so if you don't know about that, I have created a video about this as well. Okay, so you can go through that. So here in upload to S3, what's happening over here, I am actually passing this, I am getting this image and file name, and I am giving that images and file name over here. Okay, if you don't know, you can simply copy paste this code. It's not a big deal, or you can check other videos as well. Okay, and I am setting up this content type image or jpg. Okay, this ACL is a public it is a security thing, because if we want to make that URL publicly available, we can give ACL public read. Okay, once you have sent this, you will get a URL in this form. You will get a URL in this form. So I am just simply returning that URL as a returning from this function. So you will get this over there, here. So you will get this image URL in your controller, and also I will show you how that image is stored on S3 bucket. So it is my AWS account. So let me go into the S3 bucket. So there is a bucket called Muffle Chat app. So you can see that there is a folder created just like we have seen earlier. The file name is just like it is a folder structure that I have given. So it is first chat image. So when I open that chat image, you can see for different group there is a different folders are there. Okay, this for group 0, group 1, group 18, group 2, group 3, group 5, all groups have separate folders. When you open any group, you can see that each user have a different folder. Okay, it is a structured manner. Okay, so if you open that user one, you can see he has sent a lot of messages. In all the messages already saved over here. If you open this as well, even if you want, you can see these images as well. So this is the URL. Okay, this is the URL that returned, and we are getting that URL, and we are going to save this URL into our database. Okay, if you click on this, you can see the images will get opened. Okay, so whatever the image we have sent, it will store over here in our S3 bucket. So what we will do next, just similar to other thing, I'm just saving this URL. I'm just saving this URL into my database as a same like my chat history. Instead of chat, okay, instead of chat, what I'm doing, I am saving this image URL. Okay, but there is another parameter I created in my in my database, in my model. It is a is image true or false. It's a boolean type. Okay, I will show you that as well. So you can see in my, if you open my model, you can see in chat history there is a ID, and in messages either I will save the actual text messages, otherwise I will save my URL. If it is a URL, what I will do, I will change this is image. The default value is false. Okay, so whenever there is any messages saved over here in this message column, the default value will be false. Okay, but in the case of images, I explicitly set that is image value into true. Got it? So here, let me go back to my user. Okay, so is image is actually true. I will go to my workbench and I will show you what I mean by that. Okay, so fine. So let me go to my workbench and I can show you. So here is my workbench. So the project is, it is group chat application. Let me open that chat history. Okay, so let me go to the last chat we have shared. Okay, you can see this is the last two images. Do you remember this message, how are you? This is the one I have sent as a symbol text here, that is image column is simply 0. Okay, and here the two images that we have shared, okay, at that time, so both these things are actually showing true. Okay, it is a image. Okay, that's what I have done in order to understand whichever is image and whichever is just text messages. Okay, so all about this in backend. Okay, so there is a one more thing we want to know. What is the next thing? We want to show this image in our front end, right? So we want to show that images to the user, okay, from the sender as well as the receiver. Okay, so what we will do, we will go to the front end again in the JS file. So I have a function called show chat on screen. Okay, so what it will do, it will take a chat history and also the user ID. The user ID is the sender's user ID. Okay, so you can see in my project. So in my project, you can see whenever you open a group, okay, the sender message will be on the right side, and the receiver message will be on the left side. Okay, so in a similar manner we can implement that. In order to implement that, I want to know whether it is a which who is the sender and who is the receiver. Okay, that's why I'm passing a user ID as well. Okay, so it is actually not depend upon, means right now it is not relevant to us. Okay, I just want to show you how I actually showing my images on the chat screen. Okay, so let's focus on that. If you want, you can go through my code, you can simply understand that. Okay, so I have a function called show chat on screen. Here I am getting that chat history in the form of objects. Okay, I will do one more thing. I will just console this data so that you will get a better understanding. So let me console this chat history. Okay, and let me go back to my page, I mean my project. So here when I refresh, you can see there are data, the data which we console from our VS Code, it is showing over here. Okay, so it's all datas over here. Okay, some datas are message ID over here and message hi I am Danish. Which one is if you go back and if you check, you can see hi I am Danish, and the next one is image, so it is a URL. Okay, and this URL is image is actually true for this one, and is image is false for this one. Okay, so I have a lot of data over here. It is a array of object. Okay, so you can see. Okay, so this is how I will get the data over there. Then what I will do, using a for each, I can actually go through each and every element. Okay, and in element I will get user ID. Okay, this all filtration I want to show in the right side and left side. Okay, if the user ID, if the message is actually equal to the user ID which already logged in. Okay, if it is that same user, then it will show you on the right side. I implemented a CSS for that. You can see it is, I created a class, self chat class. Okay, so here there is another class called a chat class, simple chat class. So in, if it is chat class, then the messages will go on the I created this class. Okay, it is not auto implemented. Okay, I have implemented CSS as well. Okay, so I'm not going into that, but basically what I will do, I will check a if condition if that element is message. Okay, you already saw that is image is true for the image section. If this is actually true, then I will implement a tag. Okay, in this a tag I will give that href value, this image value. Okay, element dot message. Right now the messages will be a URL. Okay, so that what will happen, it will contain in a tag and it will show that images. Okay, if it is not image, in the else condition I simply give a paragraph. Okay, so it will show that as a symbol image, sorry, symbol text value. Okay, so this is how I implemented my image sharing facility in group chat application. Okay, it is only images. Okay, if in a similar manner, exactly in a similar manner with minor changes, if you want send audio or if you want to send video, all those things are possible. Okay, so thank you everyone, see you in the next video.